Come on.
All right, so Colby Covington. I see that face. All right, so Colby Covington, what's your opinion on him? Let's start there.
He's everything that's wrong and right with America. He does them both at the same time.
Go on, tell me.
He is a fantastic fighter. I don't know if anyone's actually seen him fight because he makes so many headlines. He's a fantastic fighter. He's so good. He's honestly the second best fighter in the division.
What's the weight? What's the division?
170, welterweight. Just fought for the belt
Usman's the
against
champion.
Usman.
Yes.
He breaks his jaw, denies it at some point. Afterwards,
Is that about Usman or Covington?
Covington breaks his jaw in the fight, second round. A hairline fracture down on there. I saw the X-ray. It was fractured. He denies it or whatever.
I mean, it doesn't stop him from
talking. It don't matter. Well, it did stop him from talking. He had to get it. If it was actually fractured, he disappeared for a couple of weeks. They had to wire it shut. If they did, I don't think it broke like that. So he was just quiet, healing up and licking his wounds. But for sure, the second best fighter in the division. Mows everybody. Highest pace. Tags everyone.
What's his record? Do we know?
He lost to Usman and one other person. I would say we asked the Oracle twins to find out his record, but
what's Colby's record?
It's got to be like 14-2 or something like that. I think 15.
Minimal losses, obviously.
He just lost to some random dude early.
I'm just curious. Like
same
who
with
beat
Usman.
him?
Yeah, there's these two guys that beat Usman and Covington, and both of them beat the other guy that beat him.
He's got one loss.
He's got one loss? Interesting. Can we see who
was it who beat him?
It was Usman.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he lost twice for sure. He
won that fight in the 5th round at 1:19.
Okay.
Good call. There we go. Okay, so we'll find it. His record. UFC has the records best.
Yeah, because 119, then he's only won one fight and then lost 19.
That's even better. Yeah, he's amazing.
16-2.
Okay. So
Usman's one loss for sure.
Yeah, and so Usman's like 15-1 or 16-1 also, something like that. So he's an amazing fighter. Okay, so at some point when he was like 10-1 or something like that, he wasn't the best fighter yet at this point. He did a lot of controlling. He couldn't finish the guy, tags him a whole bunch of times. Excessively nice kid. Super nice kid. Roommates with Jorge Masvidal.
They're homies?
They were best friends at that time. They were best friends. Okay? So the UFC starts talking like they're going to cut Colby. They're just like, you're not exciting. Which is trash if you're winning your fights, but it's also like if you're not winning it if a bunch of fights you just lay and pray, I can see they don't want
And at this point with Covington, he's winning fights. He's definitely up there on the like.
No one can beat him. He's
basically making some kind of name for himself, but he's not the super exciting fighder that's like he's not drawing the fans.
He's not drawing anybody.
And UFC's thinking
we're gonna cut him
because he's not exciting. He's not a superstar.
Right. So Colby, he's from Oregon with Chael, I believe that's his mentor. We can check that, but I believe. And if he's not from Oregon, him and Chael are very close. Chael is his mentor. He talks to Chael. Chael is one of the greatest shit talker. Yeah, Chael. But even Chael says that he's never seen someone take what he says and go like that. And he's like, Chaos is a different guy. But he still likes to or whatever. So at
Chael knows how to talk that shit. I mean, he's one of the best.
I mean, he got so many title fights without winning from talking that noise.
Yeah. So then he goes.
He never won. Right. Yeah. He goes to Chael. They come up with an idea. Like how to be the guy that people dislike to get people to fight. So in the very beginning, it's so basic with a WWE. So WWE like mindset. I'm gonna talk noise. Ends up going to fight someone in Brazil who he destroys. But while going there, he gets on the mic and he says like, "Fuck Brazilians. They're all savages. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna kill this."
Who does he train with?
He trains
with ATT.
At that time, because he has had to leave now.
So this is before he's like. So where's Masvidal fighting out of?
Same place.
And so before like Covington's get like he's on the verge of getting cut.
Yes.
So then he's
without losing.
Yeah, and he's with ATT, and he's saying, I gotta start making some moves. I gotta start doing some.
So this is where I say he's everything good, right? Because when he's about to lose everything, he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go make a name for myself. I'm gonna figure out, and he becomes one of the biggest stars. He does it in the worst goddamn way.
He went dark side.
He went dark side. He goes full dark side. He gets lost in the mess too. So when he says the Brazilian thing, it blows up for him.
So then let's back up. So then Colby creates a character.
He creates and in the beginning, no one knows his character because he had no name. So much so people don't know about him even. So when the character starts, they do know about him, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna lean into this."
And what's his character?
Is Trump's child.
Is Captain,
it's Trump's child.
Captain MAGA.
Captain MAGA. Captain MAGA. He's been. The thing is, in the beginning, it was Captain MAGA, and in my mind, that has a line.
He wears a red hat.
Yeah, and it says MAGA. It says
MAGA.
He wears the cheap suits that are too big. He asked to get a picture taken with Trump. Trump calls him. They're homies now. They message each other on the phones. It's just all kinds of security.
So he goes all in on the MAGA personality.
Yeah, and it works great because it works great in the sense of people don't have to love you for you to have viewers, and people hated him so.
Getting eyeballs.
They want everyone. I wanted him to lose so bad because it was so cringy in the beginning. But in the ring,
and he's beating the who's who here.
In the ring, he keeps smoking these guys. So what happens is one day they line him up to fight Robbie Lawler. All of us are like, "Kill him, Robbie! Please, hurt him." All of us, and he smokes Robbie kind of easy. He just pours it on Robbie, punches him 500 times.
And he's a striker. That's like his main thing.
He's a wrestler.
He's
a wrestler. Pace is his main thing. Pace. He threw the most strikes ever at Robbie that anyone has ever thrown at a human in a MMA fight. Pours it on him, tears him up, takedowns. Oh my God! He throws 541 strikes at Robbie.
That's a lot of fucking punches.
So Robbie looked lost in the fight. He couldn't get anything. He was just, you're hitting me so much. So like he's a real fighter.
So just like fists just coming out of nonstop.
And
machine gun in his head.
Every time Robbie looked to like throw a home run at him, shot to the takedown.
These are like hard punches, or these are just like he's just like getting like he's like that Nate Diaz just getting like tap.
No.
Bombs.
It's the Nate Diaz. It's the Nate Diaz. You're getting tap. Yeah, but the problem is Nate Diaz doesn't do the takedown thing. So the takedowns wear you out also on top of that. So he's a great fighter. So he wins an interim belt, which they take away from him because he has no one to fight. And at that time, the name hadn't caught on enough to press the issue. They took it away from him for no reason.
So do you think that like this time frame from like when he's building a character and he's created this Captain MAGA and he's this like controversial fighter. Is this also
he's
like
so Captain MAGA?
Yeah, is this after the point where like McGregor's kind of like out of the UFC for sure, or like he's like that superstar, that the person that just talks shit, the person that brings eyeballs?
So the thing
does he try to play that same persona?
A different one though. Like Conor is elite at it. Like we've never seen
masterclass.
We've never seen anything since Ali like it. People think Ali didn't like. They have Ali showed up to homie's fight camp, waited out the door, and with a megaphone talked noise for 4 hours.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like Ali was psycho. He would show up to your academy and just talk noise for the like. So and he's Ali, so he has 500 reporters around him, so Conor is the next to that, and Colby saw that worked. But see, the thing is, Conor was being Conor. Conor didn't make a character. It was real obvious.
That is him.
Yeah, that was Conor. Conor talks that noise.
He's
good at it.
Full unleashed Conor.
You can see like when he's face to face with like Conor's looking at every facial feature. He's looking at something he can talk about. Like Colby comes in with lines. He has made lines. So at the end of this Brazilian fight, Matt Hughes' brother just died from getting hit by a train or something like that. And then
Matt Hughes also like in the hospital, barely walking. They were both in the car at the same time.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought it was just Matt Hughes.
Oh, maybe it was just. I don't know. You're right. Maybe it was just Matt Hughes, Oracle twins can check it. Who got hurt in the rain?
I know for sure Matt Hughes got injured.
Get hurt, right?
And like just the idea of like him being able to walk again.
Right, and
is like
he is America, right?
Yeah.
For UFC, that's America, right? One of the greatest welterweight champs, corn fed.
And just say whatever like you guys find.
Yeah, just yeah. But he does that. So at the end of it, he was like, "Well, it looked like that train that ran over Matt Hughes is the Colby Covington train just running over it." Like he says something really rough.
You can't say that.
Yeah,
that's super fucked up.
Well, Matt Hughes takes it like a champ that he is. He was like, "Well, it's a fight game." He can say
also,
whatever.
like I got bigger shit.
Right. He totally. It was awesome, but the world reacted like, "Hey, you can't fucking say that, man." Like
what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's going on? But it's just words, and that's what his goal is, to rile every, and it worked. Now he finally has the fight with Usman. The whole world wants Usman to kill Colby. All right, the whole world, and he breaks his jaw in round 2, and we were like, man, he's gonna win. And then Colby,
the whole world wants Colby Covington to
get killed by Usman. They want Usman.
Because at this point, everybody's like, I'm tired of this character.
Everyone hates this guy.
They hate him or they're tired of him.
And the truth of it is, everyone is a bad statement because Trump got voted in as president. So, like, there's a bunch of quiet people who probably love Colby, actually.
Like, that's my dude.
Yeah. There's a bunch of, I bet you, there's a bunch of households that were watching that and they were rooting for Colby. And Colby comes back in round 3 and round 4 and he pours it on Usman and it becomes a back and forth fight. One of the greatest fights ever. Someone to come back from a hairline fracture, to fight like he did with that jaw fracture is crazy.
But he's saying that like I didn't break my jaw.
Yeah, he's saying he did. I saw the X-ray. Yeah, he had a fracture. Yeah, he's saying he didn't because he didn't want to, like, he didn't post any pictures after the fight, like nothing, right? He's for the first time. Now I should say, so he wants this to happen, right? Everyone wants this to happen. I believe that there is a big following for Colby that's underground. So Colby, before the fight happens, when they do their UFC inside or whatever, be lead up to the fight, he tries to tell everybody how it's an act. Shows what
trying to come clean.
I try to come
clean.
Please
don't hate me.
I don't want everyone to hate me forever. He tries to do it. It's too late.
At this point,
and none of us.
And then
care.
he loses.
None of us care. Fuck you.
So then he
loses, and the world is rejoicing, right? Rejoicing.
So then, do you think after his loss, he then says, "I'm just gonna like"? At what point does he say, "I am this character, and I'm just gonna go all in"?
Dude, he wanted to win.
Is he in
wanted
too deep
to,
now?
He's in too deep. He wanted to win. If he won, he could change his person. He could win, and then he could be like, "Hey, I won." And he could run with it however he wants. Now he could be who he wants, but he didn't, and people didn't accept it when he did try to come clean. And now he's lost. So like these are all levels he's dropped down, and I think.
He just
now
had
the election is also starting.
And he just had a fight.
And he's baby Trump. He just had a fight.
And
he just had a fight against Tyron Woodley. He mowed. Have you seen the way Tyron's rib broke?
No, what happened?
Call the Oracle twins. Have them pull a picture.
OT.
There's an MRI or an X-ray that shows what Tyron's rib. So I was watching the fight. Tyron's not good anymore for a long time. He always says, I got to let my hands go. Whatever. Colby tore him apart, right?
I didn't even know Woodley was still fighting. I thought he was like already done.
And
he's an announcer on like one of these broadcast channels, right?
No.
Doesn't he like announce?
He does have some speaking stuff, but it's his own stuff. He's rapping. Look, take.
Oh my God!
So broken. It's so broken. People can't see, but like that, the rib is completely broken, and if they weren't careful with it, you could see it's gonna puncture his lung. Like it's
just snap that thing in half.
It's snapped all the way in half. So I was watching the fight.
What side is this on?
On his left side. On his left side. And I was watching
the fight. Did that happen early in the fight or like
late? That finished the fight. That when it was from a takedown, it finished his fight.
I see.
It might have not been. He was also trying to guillotine him, and he's stretching so his ribs are exposed, and he hits him with the takedown, and the drop separates his rib. But he's looking. I could see it. Tyron is kind of looking for a way out. I didn't believe that Tyron got hurt in the fight. I was like, oh, he was kind of looking for a way out. He got hurt. Like he was not looking for a way out.
And it looks like he's in pain.
You
can see that. You can just see it on like it's...
So he wasn't faking it. He got hurt. Yeah, whatever. But Colby goes ballistic at the end of this one. Now he's touching on all of the hottest issues on purpose. The election is coming. I would say that the world's atmosphere is just getting hotter. There's protests. The race issue is at the top.
That's the
like we all see it and feel it.
So
now.
that's the feel, and he's just
the
like,
police stuff is right at the top, and I'm not disagreeing. It should be there, but like he is now purposefully bringing that there. He doesn't give a damn about any of this.
He's just using it to get some eyeballs on him.
That's what he's been doing this whole time.
And he calls out LeBron.
Because LeBron is one of the is the most influential athlete the world has ever seen. Jordan was a better athlete, bigger name, bigger known, never took a stance on social justice. LeBron is first on all social stances, and he really pushes it, and he should be commended for that. And Colby goes after him because LeBron also has the most hate. Because
why does everybody go after LeBron?
Because he's too good. He's too good. Yeah, so they hate him. And
what did he actually say? Can we see?
Like what Colby actually said? Well, I know he also said like he'd take LeBron in a fight. Yeah, you could take LeBron. LeBron plays basketball. I know he's 6'9". I know he's 260. What if LeBron
just like domes him on the head and just?
Can you imagine? It could happen. Like he's just so athletic, he never lets Kobe get close. What if LeBron hit Kobe and he just went to sleep?
He just slapped him.
Yeah, could happen. I'm very doubtful though.
And then raw dogs him.
I would. LeBron giving Kobe the raw dog would just ignite the world. They would love it so much, right? But. No, obviously who would smoke LeBron in a fight? But what kind of question is that? Like, I cannot tell a painter I can paint, but like everyone knows you're a fighter, you can win. If I train LeBron, if I had
it'd
LeBron,
be like LeBron said, like I'm gonna beat this guy in basketball.
If I had LeBron for 6 months or a year, I bet you I could make LeBron beat Kobe though.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything?
Yeah, he called him a spineless coward a year after he tweeted, "Congrats on your championship win."
Super. Yeah. So he calls him a spineless coward because the bubble has happened in the NBA and they've boycotted games like where they didn't play right after the Milwaukee murder. They turned the games, they didn't play. Like it's been the basketball players. So I would say the WNBA is the biggest pusher of social issues, and the NBA is kind of trying to follow suit. They're like they see the good work that WNBA does, and they're like, hey. We're gonna protest games. They made a deal with the NBA on the back of their jerseys. They don't have their name on their name.
And some of the players like went on strike or something recently.
They did. They boycotted the game and like the NBA. They're trying to they want to pressure their rich owners to put some political pressure on the world, and that's what they need. Like all this, like say her name and all of that. It doesn't change anything. Right? They want real action. So that's what's happening. And that's why he's calling out LeBron. Because LeBron has been very vocal in the bubble about all these things. LeBron wore a MAGA hat that had the make and then the America Great Again was scratched out and it was like make them arrest the officers that killed Breonna Taylor. So like he's all the way in, right? And he goes after LeBron, of course, right? Because it's the easiest guy to go after. Like LeBron is an open enemy to Trump, right? He's called Trump a bum. He didn't visit the White House. So like this is all happening, and Colby is feeding on it. People are giving him the time of day.
They're just loving it
or hating it. So I refuse to watch Colby's fights. I won't pay for his fight. I won't give this guy a microphone because he's not a racist. He's not this. But he will use anything to get ahead. He will use anything that's ahead of him to get ahead. He will say anything and do anything for eyeballs. He's just a whore who wants more dick in his way.
And he's just going to keep trying.
He's going to do whatever he wants to get there. I got no respect for him in that way. And it sucks that he's an amazing player.